Here's a hot take. Your fancy ultralight gear is irrelevant if your legs and lungs cannot take you where you want to go. As a hiker, your physical fitness will always be more important than your equipment. Sorry to all you gear nuts out there, but I want to see you win. So in this video, I'm giving you a complete physical readiness plan for hiking and backpacking, from training to on-trail nutrition to your post-hike recovery. You're going to learn the exact system that I've coached over 250 hikers worldwide to have stronger mountain adventures. And it's the same framework that I was invited to present at the Ohio Buckeye Trail Association's Trail Days. And I'm giving it to you right now in full for free. If you're new here, my name's James Appleton. I'm a licensed hiking guide, strength coach, and author, and I help hikers overcome their limitations in the mountains by turning their bodies into their most reliable piece of gear: strong, durable, and mountain ready. And in this video, we're gonna help you do the same. Before we start, click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos, and let's dive in. So the first things first is we got to get your physical fitness ready for the task. That's why I developed the Mountain Strength Method. It's built on 4 different pillars that make sure nothing when it comes to trail readiness is left behind. And those 4 pillars are foundational strength, athleticism, trail endurance, and backpack strength. So every single thing you need in the backcountry is going to be trained, and it's going to be trained very strategically. So the first days of the week, the mountain strength days. These are your foundational strength days. These are the days we're only focused on getting stronger, building more, lifting more weight, actually lifting weights that make you have strong muscles, strong joints, strong tendons, strong ligaments, because a stronger person goes further. I want you to be strong top to bottom, a stronger person, safer, faster, more resilient when you're out there. And I want you to be classified as strong, not just strong, like for a hiker. No, strong, period. So the mountain strength days start with a compound movement for 3 to 4 sets of 3 to 6 reps. Somewhere like that, that's heavy. That means the reps, the weight should be very heavy and challenging. Squats, bench press, trap bar deadlift, regular deadlift. Those are the exercises I want you to be focused on at the beginning of your mountain strength days. Then I want you to move on to a circuit using dumbbells or barbells, machines if you got them, or even just body weight training. But go on doing a circuit where you're training your muscles and your heart at the same time, getting them both strong together. And after the circuit, then you're going to move on to a trail conditioning type of movement. My personal favorite, step-ups. But I like people to do step-ups in a way that mimics what you're going to experience on the trail. So you could do 100 step-ups, 50 per leg, but do it in one single set. Don't stop, don't rest, find a steady pace and just maintain it for 100 reps. That is going to be arguably the best thing you can do to train, to prepare yourself for elevation. And then finally, a core finisher, because you need a strong core to carry that backpack. My personal favorites are planks, or my very personal favorite, the farmer's carry, because it's going to train your core and get your core rock solid while also getting other things strong at the same exact time, like your back, your traps, your arms, your grip. Ultimately, when it comes to the conditioning work during the mountain strength days, it's going to be secondary to getting everything else strong, but you're also going to mimic that endurance that we need out on the trail. Because bottom line, hiking is a full body pursuit. So the wider foundation we build, the bigger house we can build on top of it. That is why the Mountain Strength Method is built on strength first. Now, the next day in your training protocol is going to be your elevation day. This is where we're building athleticism. It's a hybrid strength and conditioning sort of workout. We're going to get athletic, we're going to get sweaty, and it's going to be, kind of like controlled chaos in a sense, but like the good kind. Because backcountry movement requires athleticism if you want to do it well and you want to be safe. You're stepping up onto boulders, you're pulling yourself up on roots, you're climbing over blowdown, you're bracing yourself while wearing a loaded backpack over rugged terrain, you're navigating big rocks. Like, there's all these things that are athletic. You trip and you fall. We don't want you to get hurt. We want your body to be strong and resilient. This is why we build athleticism. So the second day of your training program should be an athleticism day. I like to do Circuits. Body weight circuits force your body to move in an athletic manner. We're talking push-ups, air squats, jump squats, burpees, lunges, mountain climbers. These are fantastic exercises that involve athleticism. And if you want to step it up a notch, which I recommend, add some dumbbells to the mix of these movements. Do a dumbbell circuit, 5 or 6 exercises done in a circuit, and just rip through it over and over and over again. That is going to help you build the athleticism while also getting stronger at the exact same time. Being able to move like an athlete is going to be an advantage no matter what you do in life, whether it's out on the trail or it's in your home. Because most injuries happen from fluke little falls, this little trip here, trip slip there. But when your body is strong, it doesn't break when those things happen. So ultimately, you're building muscular strength and muscular endurance with that anaerobic conditioning for steep climbs at the same time. It's why it's so effective. Another reason I really like body weight circuits and dumbbell circuits, and that's why we do them on this Elevation Athleticism Day, is because it helps your body learn to recover quicker. So when you're climbing up steep elevation, you're climbing up, breathing heavily, then you got a flat section. You're climbing up, breathing heavily, then you got a flat section. Your body constantly has to breathe heavy and work hard and then recover. These high intensity interval trainings simulate that, and they help you build that. So your ability to recover shortens, therefore giving you big advantage when you're out there. So we got to focus on athleticism. So now that you've built some strength, you've built some athleticism, yes, we're hikers, we also need endurance. That is where the third day of the training week comes in, your approach days, I call it. This is where we're here to build trail endurance. This is your long, steady aerobic work. You're going to build that engine, strengthen that engine, because we're hikers. We need to be able to go all day long with an elevated heart rate. You need the capacity to keep moving without stopping. You don't have to overthink these cardio days. 30, 40, 60 minutes, something like that. Steady pace, zone 2, zone 3, meaning like you could have a conversation, you could carry on a conversation. It might be a little challenging, but you could. That's pretty much what you're experiencing when you're out there hiking in that zone 2, zone 3 kind of area. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just get up to that and just maintain it. Whether you want to run, you want to bike, you want to do a stair climber, you want to do an elliptical, I don't really care. They're all effective because you're simply building that aerobic capacity. You're training your heart muscle. You're training your lungs that day. Make it happen. And the fourth pillar and the fourth day of training in the mountain strength method is your backpack strength days, a ruck or go hiking. This is time on your feet wearing a loaded backpack. So if you can get out on the trail, great. Get out on the trail. Push yourself. Do some heavy elevation. Get out there. But if you can't, you live somewhere where there aren't trails to get out, there's no elevation, cool. Put a heavy backpack on and go walk around your neighborhood. You're doing this in the name of wearing a loaded backpack and moving at a fast pace. And it's called rucking. So when you are out there doing this, I want there to be some parameters you set for yourself. Actually make your loaded backpack heavier than your normal hiking pack. So when you get out on the trail, your hiking pack feels lighter. And also when you're out there moving, move quickly. Don't just lollygag. Actually try to cover some distance. That way, when you get out on the trail, you don't have to move as fast, but you're able to move faster. That's really what it's all about. Go on roads, hills, go in the woods, change your speed, but ultimately always try to be moving quickly and wearing a backpack that is heavier than your normal backpack, because it is the mothership of hiking, right? Everything's in your pack. So we want to train in a way that makes that feel light. So when you get to the trailhead to enjoy your hike, you can just enjoy the hike. It doesn't have to become feel like a slog, because you already did the hard work to prepare yourself for the fun. So that is a rock solid training protocol. I encourage you to do 2 to 3 mountain strength days a week, 1 elevation day, 1 approach day, the endurance training, and then 1 ruck or hike backpack day. That is going to ultimately get you exactly where you want to go. But we can have the best car on the planet, but if we don't have the fuel for the car, it's not going anywhere. So that moves us on to the next piece of the equation. Let's talk about on-trail nutrition, because you could do all this work in the gym preparing your body, and then the day of your hike, you get out there and you don't have the right fuel, and ultimately you're not really going to go as far as you could. But before I give you my 4-part on-trail nutrition strategy, let's talk about the common trail mistakes that I see when it comes to nutrition. Number 1, under-eating, or just eating random snacks throughout the day that don't really help or aren't necessary in that moment. Number 2, only eating sugary crap. That's not going to be what you would fuel your body with in a regular day. So why are you trying to fuel a 20-mile hike with crap that you wouldn't eat normally? And finally, only drinking water but having no electrolytes. We need to make sure our body has electrolytes as well, so the water we drink actually absorbs into our body. Those are the 3 biggest mistakes I see hikers make, and you're not going to make them anymore. So let's talk about my 4-part on-trail nutrition strategy. Let's start with our primary fuel, the carbohydrates. We're talking simple carbs. This is your honey, your maple syrup, your energy gels. This is your sugary snacks. This is where you get your energy from. This is your energy right now. Carbs equal energy right now. Bread, fruit, these sorts of things. That's what I want you to eat when you find yourself dragging. You're out there and you just feel, I'm getting low on energy. I'm dragging. Cool. We need a turbo boost. That's when you reach for carbohydrates. And in the morning before your hike, I want you to eat some carbohydrates to fuel up to begin with. And then throughout your hike, hit some carbs every 60 to 90 minutes to kind of like top off your tank, right? And then at the end of your day, now it's all about recovery. So we want to replenish all the energy that we burned throughout the day. So make sure you have a big meal with lots of carbohydrates at the end of the day so that you recover. Next is protein. Yes, you actually need protein. There's lots of options from protein bars to chicken and tuna packets, jerky, meat sticks, all these things that you can bring with you out on the trail. Protein is going to help your stomach feel full because it's hard to actually perform well when your stomach's growling and you actually want real food. And at the end of your hike, it's going to help you recover so that tomorrow you're ready to go. So before you go out there, have a protein heavy breakfast, eggs, meat, those sorts of things. During your hike, eat it strategically. Have a nice midday meal with some good protein in it, or whenever you take a break. And then at the end of the day, this is where protein becomes super critical because you need to recover. Protein is what's going to help you recover. Eat a meal that's high in protein and high in carbohydrates, and you're going to feel a lot better the following day. Next, let's talk about fats. This is your energy throughout the day, your sustained, long-lasting energy. So when it comes to fats are double the calories as protein and carbs, which is why they take longer to burn. Therefore, they give you energy for a longer period of time. However, when you do feel like you're dragging, you reach for that bag of trail mix, those are all fats. That's not the right food in that situation. Fats are going to take longer to digest and longer to give you energy. When you feel like you're dragging, you need energy right now, so reach for carbs. Fats, your nuts, your cheeses, etc. That is something to kind of snack on throughout the day. Handful here, handful there. Keep your energy level at a high. So before the day, have some fats, peanut butter or some nuts. During the day, periodically, reach for a handful of trail mix. And then at the end of the day, round out your meals with some fats, have some nuts, have some peanut butter, whatever you need. At the end of the day, it's always going to help with recovery. Fats are ultimately also helping your hormones, which is going to help your body do what your body's supposed to do, which at that point is to fix itself because you just hiked a long way. And the 4th part of the nutrition strategy is hydration and electrolytes. You also need electrolytes. Water alone isn't going to do the trick. So before your hike, make sure you're drinking plenty of water and plenty of electrolytes and really stock up. And then during your hike, sip water steadily. I personally like to recommend half a liter pretty much every hour. And I have found it to be very successful when you have a 50-50 split of just plain water and electrolyte water, especially when you're sweating really hard. Sometimes you need to go a little higher with more electrolytes when you're sweating extra hard. Do not let yourself get dehydrated. It's really hard to come back from. So drink your water, drink your electrolytes, whether that's electrolyte tablets or powders, sports drinks. You can get electrolytes from the salted nuts and pretzels. You can even drink pickle juice if that's your thing. It's not really my thing, but if it's your thing, it'll help you tremendously. So here's your on-trail nutrition cheat sheet. Carbs are your fast energy now. Eat them regularly. Protein is for your muscle protection. Eat strategically throughout your hike and definitely at the end of the day so you recover. Fats are your sustained energy later. Think about fats as energy later. Eat them in moderation throughout the day, very strategically. And your electrolytes, that's going to balance your hydration. Don't just rely on water alone. Make sure you get your electrolytes in. So you could do the training, do the physical work, have the on-trail nutrition strategy, but at the end of the day, especially if you're out there day after day after day, you gotta recover so that you're ready for the next day. And even if you're only doing a day hike, you want to recover so that you feel better the following day. Recovery is super important. Recovery extends your trail life when you're backpacking, and it just makes regular life feel a lot better. So the 3 pieces of this recovery equation involve sleep. Number 1, 7 to 9 hours. Do what you can. get your sleep. That's when your body's going to rebuild itself. 2, nutrition. Make sure you're eating a meal high with protein, high with carbs. Your nutrition is what's going to help your body rebuild itself. And finally, 3, movement. Yes, if you feel like you got hit by a Mack truck, get out and move, stretch, foam roll, go for walks, do some air squats, do things that get your body moving. Movement is medicine, and that is what's going to help you recover so that you're back to normal as soon as possible. Now, I built this method for hikers, and it's the same framework I shared at the Buckeye Trail Days. And if you want it dialed to your goals, your schedule, and where you're hiking, I coach hikers all around the world to become strong, durable, and mountain ready so they don't have to do the guessing. I'll do the work for you. You just have to show up and do the work, which is something I can't do for you. So if you want help, book a call with me and we'll map out what your goals are and see which coaching program is right for you. But if you got value out of this video, click that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.